If you drive for Amazon Flex, DoorDash, Uber, or Instacart, the IRS just changed how much every mile you drive is worth to you. And if you don't know this number, you're leaving money on the table every single trip. I'm Jazz, an enrolled agent candidate, and I run a tax firm for people just like you. Let's break this down. And don't let me forget, stick around until the end because there's a mile tracking mistake almost every gig driver makes that's quietly costing you hundreds of dollars a year. And I'm going to show you exactly what it is and how to avoid it. Here's the deal. The IRS sets what's called the standard mileage rate. That's the flat amount you can deduct for every business mile you drive without having to track gas receipts, oil changes, or repairs separately. For the first half of 2026, January through June, that rate was 72.5 cents per mile. Starting July 1st, it jumped to 76 cents per mile. That's a 3.5 cent increase, and it's a big deal because the IRS almost never does a mid-year adjustment. The last time this happened was in 2022. They only do it when the gas prices spike enough that the rate stops reflecting reality. And gas did spike. The national average went from about $2.89 a gallon in December to about $3.90 a gallon in July. That's over a 30% jump. Here's why this hits different if you're driving for a living instead of just commuting. If you're an employee, mileage reimbursement is your employer's responsibility. But if you're at 1099, Flex, DoorDash, Uber, Instacart, Smart, any of those, every mile you drive for deliveries or rides is a mile you can deduct against your income. That directly lowers what you owe in self-employment tax. Let's do quick math. Say you drive 15,000 business miles in the second half of the year. At the old rate, that's $10,875 in deduction. At the new rate, that's over $11,000 in deduction. That's an extra $525 in deduction just from the rate change, not from driving more, just from the IRS catching up to the gas prices. And that's before we even talk about whether you're tracking every mile correctly, which most gig drivers aren't. This is the part people mess up because the rate changed mid-year. 2026 now has two mileage rates. January through June, 72.5 cents per mile. July 1st to December, 76 cents per mile. That means you're doing your taxes. You can't just multiply your total annual miles by one number. You need your mileage split by date. Miles driven before July 1st get one rate, miles driven after get the other. If your tracking app doesn't separate that automatically, check the settings now, not in March. A few things to do this week. Use a mileage tracking app. Not your memory, not a notebook you fill out later. The IRS wants contemporaneous record, meaning logged at the time of the trip, not reconstructed. If you don't have a tool for this yet, I just created a mileage and expense tracker. It's completely free. Just click the link in the description before your next shift. Next, log the trip purpose, not just the mile. Delivery for DoorDash at 3:15 beats a blank space. And know your method. You can take the standard mileage rate, or you can deduct actual expenses like gas, insurance, repairs, and depreciation. But you have to pick one method, and you generally can't switch back and forth year to year the way you'd like to. For most gig drivers, standard mileage is simpler and often bigger. Also worth noting, the same IRS announcement raised the medical and moving mileage rate too, from 20.5 cents to 23.5 cents per mile. If that applies to you, it's the biggest mistake I see gig drivers make. They only count miles with a passenger or delivery in the car, and forget the miles to pick up that delivery or route or driving around waiting for the pay. Depending on how your app categorizes online versus active time, a lot of that is deductible also. Don't shortchange yourself. Bottom line, as of July 1st, your business miles are worth more than they were in January, but only if you're tracking them correctly and splitting the year at the right rate. Grab my free mileage tracker at primetaxhero.com/mileage-tracker. The link's in the description, and if you want help with the rest of your deductions, that's what I'm here for. Drop a comment if you drive for one of these apps. I want to know which one. I'm Jazz with Prime Tax. see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tax tips.